This is my second layer completed on the template. Notice that I've used the second hole in each whorl. The anode leads are soldered in a complete circle, and the cathode leads are ready for preparation to solder to layer 1. Before I remove the layer from the template, I'll bend the cathode leads outward a slight bit to accommodate attaching them to the first layer. Next, I use a pair of angled needle nose pliers to place a small angled bend at the end of the leads to further accommodate soldering them to layer 1. After all of the straight cathode leads have been bent outward and slightly bent on their ends, it's now time to solder layer 2 to layer 1. You can do this in a variety of different ways, but I often use one or more alligator clips to hold everything in place until I've gotten a few leads soldered. When this process is complete, it's time to attach a piece of jumper wire from the anode ring of layer 2 to T2 on the circuit board. So I strip one end of a piece of jumper wire and, using forceps, my personal preference, wrap it around layer 2's anode ring a couple of times and apply solder. After the wire is soldered to the anode ring, I measure the wire for length to the board and trim it appropriately. Then thread the wire down between the two layers to the circuit board and through the hole marked T2. After threading the wire through T2, I trim the wire again and remove a small amount of insulation and solder the wire on the bottom side of the board to T2. Finally, when this process is complete, I plug in my 5-volt source and test to make sure all the LEDs light properly. Although the layers may be smaller or larger in diameter, you will repeat the same process for layers 3 through 9.